Hello, you beautiful people. My name is Davi. I'm joined by Abe and Charlie. Welcome back to another Tony Tuesday.
How you doing?
And for our viewers and listeners, we hope you guys are doing well. Some quick housekeeping stuff. This episode is also available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, specifically the discussion portion of the show. Also, if you want an uncut reaction to this show, click the link in the description. You'll find our Patreon link. And thank you so much for our Patreon subscribers. Your support means so much to us. And also our subscribers here on YouTube. Thank you so much for the support. And if you're new here, please consider joining our community and hitting that subscribe button. We love you guys. And also hit the notification. We love you guys. And thank you so much for the support. Abe and Charlie, how you guys doing?
Good. Solid. We have completed our New York Film Festival journey. It's been a wild ride, just back and forth to New York. I got my Martin Scorsese tee. Can't even see it. And now I'm ready to be back and watching Sopranos. Yeah, as I'm sure many people are anxious for us to do.
Exactly, man. But before we get into this episode 5, Big Girls Don't Cry, interesting name. Abe, can you read some comments from our previous videos?
Yes, sir. The first comment here comes from Peter Engelin, 2794. When Paulie has an espresso and got ignored by the man he greets, that was actually David Chase, the creator of the show. I love when showrunners or directors and stuff make themselves have cameos. Mm-hmm. You know, Tarantino's notorious for doing that. I love that stuff. That's cool. Thanks for letting us know that. Next one here is coming from Big Ed. The generational loss of culture is a theme that pops up here and there throughout the course of the series and really adds another layer to the already dense show. Tony says it best in episode 1, but lately I'm getting the feeling that I came in at the end. The best is over. That line has multiple meanings across culture, the mob, the American dream, etc. At one point, their grandparents all had these cultural connections, language, food, location, lived in the same neighborhood, went to the same churches. This episode shows how divergent the cultures from the old country have become throughout generations. Compare the Italians in this episode to AJ and Meadow, who up to this point basically just carry a last name with a vowel and not much else.
Yeah, what a great comment, man.
Very good comment. Thanks for that insight. I think you captured it perfectly. The generational divide is something that's been really prevalent here and there throughout the episode, and I think there's many layers of it, exactly like you said, up to AJ and Meadow, who barely have any culture, and you have Tony and the mob and that level of generation, and then the old country. It's very different throughout the generations. This last one here comes from Kaiser Freeman. I just want to say how awesome it is that you guys do those audience comment segments before the reaction, just like this. Besides the greater insight you get for your initial viewing, I notice many people in the comments go out of their way to explain some of the deeper and often more subtle themes, character insights, and trivia that make this show so timeless. I've been a big fan of the show for a few years now, and even find myself learning more about it from YouTube comments and your videos. Hope you enjoy the show, guys. It really gets even better from here.
Oh, thanks for that comment, man.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's why we do the comments, because I think that not everybody dives into comment sections, and sometimes we can get caught up too, just so much that we're doing. So it keeps us engaged with the comments, and it helps us learn about the show, and then other people can learn about it as well. So please keep bringing the comments. Your insights are always welcome. Sorry we don't get to read every single comment. When we start the video, we try to pick just 3 that we thought were insightful, but we always encourage you to comment as much as you can. As much insight as you can bring is always welcome.
With that being said, y'all, Charlie,
let's go.
Episode 5. Chosen one.
It is hot in here.
It's crazy how hot it can get instantly.
With the lights and the computer on.
We got a comment where someone said they're in North Caldwell, New Jersey.
New Jersey, yeah. I saw that too. Shout out to that person. And someone was saying that you would definitely recognize a lot of the locations and stuff. Is this a happy ending place? What did I say?
Nah, it's just a tanning spa.
I saw massage therapy on the thing.
Oh, it did? Oh.
Yeah. Look at the way she's doing this in the back. Yeah. No. I know what's going on here.
How's it going, buddy?
Don't you own a fucking mirror? You look like you've been French kissing the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Oh, my God.
Too much Coke.
Mm-hmm. French kissing the Pillsbury Doughboy. That's great.
The Dominic?
Let's have
3 fucking weeks in a row now?
Business slow, we tell you. We pay security. What for? Kid break window, you do nothing. We pay no more.
What'd she fucking say?
No, don't listen to her. Come on, honey. Let's go. Good.
You got money for blow, but not for us, huh?
Chris, please.
Oh, that's paintbrush?
Yeah. He's just shoving it down his nose.
You drug addict, motherfucker.
Look who's talking.
Ow.
Ouch.
That must have hurt.
Oh, the irony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That paint definitely has like lead in it and stuff. Jeez.
Do you think that would like ruin his high or something in a way?
I don't know.
I don't know how that works, but paint up his nostrils, maybe he doesn't get the same satisfaction. I don't know.
Quail, a la buco. Baby quail stuffed with fennel sausage.
Can I get 8 from eating this?
I'm so dead with Polly, bro.
Oh my God. Yo, that delivery was class. That was perfect.
All he does 24 hours a day, he makes buffalo mozzarella.
He's a master cheesemaker.
So is Paulie. You know that guy I was talking about over there? The cheese? My cousin.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I haven't told anybody yet, but he's coming over. I thought maybe you could hire him, you know, help me out with the
Furio.
immigration.
Kitchen's pretty packed, Tone. I can barely pay myself.
I'll take care of the money.
He probably could like work his way around the kitchen if talking about Furio.
This is acting for writers?
And your first assignment is to act like a writer who gets here on time.
Oh my God. Again with this plot line, bro. Trying to do something else.
Barry Berkman, bro, going to acting class or whatever.
Mitch McDermott, BA in English Lit from Ithaca. I've written a few specs. Haven't actually sold anything yet.
That English major with the sales job. Classic.
My name is Chris McAvidi. I work on Wall Street. I'm Wall Street, but you know, stocks.
Any special reason you chose this class?
I didn't. It was a birthday present from my girlfriend. I had some problems with my screenplay, so I bought that book, How to Write a Movie in 21 Days. That was like a year ago.
Well, I can't guarantee you'll write any faster, but hopefully you'll learn a few things.
Despite Corrado Soprano's recent medical furlough from jail where he was awaiting trial, sources in the U.S. Attorney's Office indicate that nephew Anthony Soprano probably remains the de facto boss of the North Jersey mob.
Oh, yeah.
Vibing.
Need you to head out to Newark for me.
Airport?
I'll tell you. Friend of ours is coming in.
Who? Morozuka's wife.
Furio.
Furio? Coming here? What? To see what indoor plumber looks like?
I'm making some changes.
Well, thanks for fucking telling me.
Listen, him coming over is good. You're getting a bump. Listen, the way things are, I gotta step back. Feds find an excuse, I'll do a dime for jaywalking. Furio being here frees you up, frees me up. It's me, then you and Sil together. That's the new pecking order.
I get it.
What about Puss?
Pussy reports to you guys, directly. Same with Furio.
So he's getting downgraded.
Who? Polly?
Pussy.
Yeah, yeah, basically.
Yeah. Polly's getting like a promotion, but Pussy's getting downgraded.
Where are you in the dream?
She's still contemplating it.
And he starts to hyperventilate. He grabs for a bottle of Prozac, but it's empty. And all the while this is happening, that song from The Wizard of Oz is playing. He goes into a full-blown panic attack and he passes out. He crashes into this huge truck.
Out of the woods.
The fact that he can't see the road ahead suggests my abandoning him.
Who in Wizard would your patient be?
Psychoanalyzing through the characters and Wizard of Oz.
Like-
Okay.
Given the fact that he's a powerful, dominating male,
The wizard himself.
Oz himself.
The Wizard of Oz. What memories does it conjure up?
That was like the first movie I recall watching ever.
On VHS.
Hiding under the blanket with my sister. I'm gaining weight.
Why do we love roller coasters, Jennifer? Scary movies?
Thrill.
Experience the thrill of being terrified without the consequences.
I'm concerned that treating a mobster provides you some vicarious thrill.
I had to go into hiding, remember?
And wasn't that thrilling?
Fuck you. You think this is funny. You smug cocksucker. Fuck you.
Oh.
She basically just acted like Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being called out in her shit.
She's not here right now. It's her brother.
Hey, Mom, don't we have any jam?
No.
Get dressed. You're late for school.
Yeah, that's my mother's house.
AJ's got a look on his face like he knows something or he's worried about something.
Yeah.
I mean, Tony looks like shit right now.
It's a bank. She's trying to take out a loan on my mother's house. She gave him the wrong social security number or something.
All right, Tony, calm down.
It's not enough that she's living rent-free. She's got to try to squeeze money out of the fucking house, too. Fucking goddamn fucking bitch!
Is this going to be the, you need therapy again?
What did I say, AJ? Go get dressed.
Man's just trying to heat up his Hot Pockets, bro.
Want some jam?
Oh, maybe it wasn't Hot Pockets. Maybe it was like toaster strudels.
Forgot to tell you, I got a job at Radio Shack. Product testing.
What?
Giving that phone an F for durability.
Oh, I'm done.
Him and his dad jokes.
Nah, this is him trying to apologize.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he can't do it.
Something they go up to is, what's that game you wanted to get that you didn't? They go. Have parents
yeah.
ever done that?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
When they messed up, they go up to, what's that game you wanted to get?
Yeah, you want to go to GameStop? Get that thing you were talking about.
I never got that treatment.
Oh, I've had that treatment before.
What the fuck are you doing
Oh,
here?
Jesus.
I'm making breakfast. You want some eggs?
Oh, my God.
Why don't you put your fucking pants on?
Bro, this is so
Put the
interesting.
pants on.
So what the fuck, Rich? Mattress at the shelter a little too lumpy?
We're adults, Tony, and we got history together.
Yeah, Israel and fucking Palestine.
Oh,
Topical.
yeah.
Picking up where we left off.
High school, grabbing blowjobs on my mother's couch.
Crossed the line on me once, Anthony, and I held my tongue. She may be your sister, but back the fuck off. All due respect.
I put you back in business, you cocksucker.
Thought that was
Where do you
your
get the
car.
balls to take out a loan on his house?
What?
What is it, his fucking idea? Like you can pay it the fuck back?
I applied for the loan simply because I'm trying to make this place habitable for Mom.
Oh,
I'll take care of the loan. Don't worry about it. I'll give you the money.
well, look at this. Stay as long as you like, Rich. She's your fucking problem now.
That's a tough combo for him to deal with.
Now, into this mix comes Brenda's husband, Omar, who's just leaving the market with a bag of oranges.
What's the trouble here, officer?
Your wife's getting a ticket.
Maybe I can change your mind.
Whoa, what are you doing? You're dropping your fucking oranges.
Good, Chris. Great improv. There we have it, huh? Listen. Any questions?
He's feeling himself.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Man, the similarity to Barry early on.
Yeah, except for the fact that he's good at acting already.
Yeah.
6 and 7, The Glass Menagerie.
Ooh, I read that in high school. Oh, good luck to him. That's kind of a tough play.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, Furio? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Depressimi, no poco po. Lele e chai.
This man a dermatologist?
He's a friend of ours. Talk later.
See, bro, I feel like they've been suspicious of pussy for a minute.
Your arm is a spectacle. The television. The
Satellite.
the AMC. La Lore, we don't even show this in Italy. Nobody care. Oh, who it is? Christopher, how you doing, man?
What the hell are you doing here?
I can't. Tony make a party for me.
What the fuck? Is on vacation?
Yeah, he saw a travel poster for sunny New Jersey.
Guess I didn't get the memo.
Look at the marks on Tony's hand. Just noticing.
Oh,
His knuckles and stuff.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what you wanted.
I want you to send him a past due notice. What the fuck you think I want?
All right, I'll take care of it.
The classic.
You know what? Leave it alone.
He's gonna make Furio go do it.
I brought some cookies.
Oh boy.
Pinoles. A relative from the other side is here. I should pay my respect.
Wow.
Toma.
You gave up your education for a clump. A little physical defect is what you have.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna get frustrated. This is a hard play.
You were doing so good.
It doesn't make any sense. The guy's a player and he's trying to fuck this broad.
Where did it say he is trying to fuck her, Christopher? Maybe he is not.
I'm not gonna quit. Let's get a different scene.
Hey, Tony.
Oh, Hesh is back.
I'll just be a few minutes. Why don't you fix up a drink?
Oh, I'm dead.
Hi, Hesh.
All right, Hesh. I see you.
What if I told you I went to see a shrink?
I had an inkling.
This is going back to therapy.
Every once in a while, I get anxious. You know, just in general. All of a sudden, I can't breathe. It's like I'm suffocating. I get to the point where I fucking pass out.
Just like your father.
Oh, shit.
My old man had anxiety attacks?
Well, in those days, we called it a condition.
Wow.
It's hereditary.
Yeah, definitely is. It makes a lot of sense.
Did he go to a doctor?
Your father? What are you kidding? Wouldn't have made any difference in those days. They wouldn't know how to treat that.
True. I just didn't think Hesh would be the one telling him.
Like in the New York Times magazine, they got this machine. It can see images of the brain and how your brain responds to fear. You see a person listening to a tape of a parent criticizing. I'm talking about an adult, mind you. Their fear center kicks right in. You can actually see it in an MRI.
His mind's like blown right now.
Yeah. What a revelation.
You notice how serious he took it when a man of that generation like told him how serious, like what he's talking about is real.
And the fact that it was his father that had it.
I'd rather do something else.
Alan's scene partner dropped out, so I gotta find something for him anyway.
Rebel without a cause. James Dean.
Copy it for the others, okay? Take it home, get comfortable with it.
It's great.
I don't want a James Dean impression.
Yeah. No.
It's exactly what he's going to
He
get.
is good. I was going to say.
Poor creatures. Poor creatures.
Don't give him that shit.
They like it.
Hey, what'd I tell you? He's gonna choke.
Little fishes, they're hungry.
Oh my gosh, remember? Oh, I'm remembering now.
What?
From episode 1.
What, his Gumar?
His love for animals.
Oh, the ducks.
Yeah.
The ducks. Yeah, true.
Гуляешь с американцем, вот и получи. Я тебя могу с братом своим познакомить.
Если бы я хотела выйти замуж за рабочего, я бы осталась в Казахстане. He said, if I don't like to fight, I should find myself a Russian. Tony, no!
Oh my God.
Oh no, oh no.
You should mind your own fucking business.
I make business. She's a nice girl.
Yeah, what are you, a family counselor? You want to get involved in people's problems? Here. Now you're fucking...
Ooh!
Oh my God, bro.
You want to be involved? Now you're involved.
Oh, you let go! Hi, you call police!
Mind your fucking business.
You call police!
Fuck you.
You gotta get some ice on those, bro.
She's over here doing makeup. My God.
That's crazy. How can you walk right now, my
Nah,
brother?
bro, yo.
There's no way. Nah, you'd be on the
He's
ground.
waddling. He's not walking. He's waddling.
Barely.
Move your ass.
Help me, Daddy. Oh, f this shit. You said you weren't gonna laugh.
I didn't laugh. Baby, you were doing so good.
Nah, f this.
Oh my God, bro. The irony. Who's the Pillsbury Doughboy now?
This Russian fuck. Friggin' lucky I didn't get hauled in. I would have played great with Uncle Junior and everybody else.
He's going to him for therapy. It's just not. You can tell. It's just like, yo.
Get a shrink, brother.
Yeah.
For my kids.
It happens, okay?
He's trying to get him out.
What's wrong with me?
Got some kind of complex.
What kind?
You know, sleep always helps.
Oh, you want to go to sleep? Go ahead.
Hey, I was never particularly good with my fists, but there was one guy who almost drove me to murder.
Well, lately, I feel this aversion to my swimming pool. Depresses me.
Cocksucker was a sound engineer in one of my studios.
Talking about
Two different conversations.
I got the bullets!
Let him alone. That's my son.
Help me, Daddy. Help me.
It's okay, Jim. I'll stand up with you. I'll try to be as strong as you want me to be.
He was always cold.
Dad, this is Judy. She's my friend.
Scene.
Unfreaking believable.
He really got into it.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Crying real
How'd you make
tears.
yourself cry like that?
He's a beast. Oop. He was channeling something.
Yeah.
His friend, probably.
Oh, yeah, Brennan.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You want to watch your ashes, please?
Hey, chef of the future.
How you doing, Furio?
Furio.
You didn't stop those grapes yourself, did you?
Puss, want to give us a minute?
This is the first time he's seeing that he's getting cast aside.
Do me a favor, will you, sweetie?
Yes?
Keep this warm. Thank you. 5 minutes. All right?
I gotta make a call anyway.
See, he's not fighting because he, knows. You know what I mean?
You think Tony really gives a flying about you?
Sting of Oz. Fucking joke. More like the sting of mine. You don't understand. We go fucking back. I mean, Silvio I get, but fucking Paulie, it's like Tony says himself. Most of the guys in this life, there's no fucking honor. Forget your enemies. You can't even depend on your friends.
I'm thinking about taking my patient back. He's my responsibility. Ellie and I abandoned him.
Your life is in danger.
Not anymore. Do you realize what I did last week? I stormed out of here like a child, cursing, threatening, acting out. That's exactly what he does to me.
She noticed it.
I'm feeling so...
Guilty?
I don't know where this is coming from.
You mentioned you've put on a little weight lately.
That's there, bro.
The overeating has anything to do with your patient? What is it you're not telling me, Jennifer?
I don't know. I don't know what you mean.
Okay.
I don't. What are you driving at?
Just watch your intake of sugar and sugar substitutes.
Okay. I think seeing him again will be very therapeutic for me.
It's not supposed to be therapeutic for you. This is your therapy here. Do you have sexual feelings for him?
This was my theory that I mentioned early on.
No. I have feelings. On a personal level, he can be such a little boy sometimes.
Yeah, I
She
feel
seemed
more
as like a, she's like a mother to him?
savior,
Yeah.
that's what I feel. More like that, other than sexual.
Give him a bat.
America, baseball. What an exciting first week for Furio.
May I help you?
Oh!
Yeah, no questions asked. Oof.
Oh my God, yeah, he thinks this is Italy.
He took the gun, though.
Oh, okay, I thought he was pulling it out to... Oh my!
Oh no,
God.
he's gonna pop them.
Told you this was a happy ending place. This ending doesn't look happy. Oh my God!
Please, stop!
God damn you!
He's loving it, bro.
He saw that shit in Italy. He's like, I need some of that.
Yeah.
Look at all that money. Look at the money on the counter.
You go! We pay money!
Non te preoccupa. Non te preoccupa.
Jesus, dude.
Oh, he's a menace.
Son of a
And he got some bonus cash.
It's Dr. Melfi.
Ooh.
Yes, so?
If you want, I could fit you in tomorrow at 2:30. So do I put you down?
Nah, fuck it.
Why do you say that?
Get by without it. No cure for life.
You think about it. I'll keep the hour open.
Yeah.
Look at everyone hyping him up.
This is like the miming in Kusano's class.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Jeez.
Bro, it's improv. Come on, guys. Go with it.
You all right?
And scene.
I mean, now he's got to be kicked out of class, right?
Obviously. Oh, he's got to ice his foot because he kicked this man so hard. Jesus.
We should get you to a doctor.
Nothing they can do for a broken toe. They just tape it up and send you home.
Maybe doing that scene brought up some bad feelings.
What scene?
You know, where he was supposed to be your father? Maybe he really reminded you of your father, and that's why you got so into
So
it.
he's got daddy issues.
My father.
All those feelings you have about how he died so young.
Oh, that.
Well, acting is mostly feelings.
His dad's Carmela's brother, right?
I can't recall.
I think so. Let me know in the comments.
How do you know what it's all about? From writing down orders at the fucking restaurant?
Ow! Your whole thing with script writing, who else is behind you? Who even knows about it? I hated seeing you suffer with that writer's block. When I saw the ad in the paper, acting for writers, I couldn't wait to get it for you for your birthday.
I'm sorry. Hey, Jan, I'm sorry.
Yep,
Yo,
knew
she
it.
lit up too.
She knew. Because she was right. She's like, I'll leave it open, obviously.
It's like back to square one, where she has to get everything out of him again.
Are you still taking your medication?
Off and on.
Well, you should either take it or don't take it, okay?
Find out a little medical history.
Oh,
My old man had the same thing. Panic attacks.
Interesting.
Interesting. That's it. You're not gonna send me for fucking tests or something?
Anthony, what is it you want to achieve here?
What do I want to achieve? I want to stop passing out. I want to stop fucking panicking. I want to direct my power and my fucking anger against the people in my life that deserve it. I want to be in total control.
There's no such thing as total control. You want to be a better gang leader? Read The Art of War by Sun Tzu.
You know what? Fuck you. You know who I am. You know what I do. You called me. You know where I was yesterday when you called? I was outside a whorehouse. Well, the guy that works for me was inside beating the shit out of a guy that owes me money. Broke his arm, put a bullet in his kneecap.
Uh-oh. He's never done details
No,
before.
he doesn't.
How'd that make you feel?
She's not gonna report
Wish
him.
there was me in there.
Giving the beating or taking it?
Ooh. The show gives us so many little tidbits of Christopher, bro, and I want to know where this puzzle comes together.
Start writing.
Floppy disk, baby.
Oof. Dang, he's getting rid of everything he wrote. Very nice.
Wow.
What does that mean?
Get into that.
We'll get into that.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that. Man, I feel like last season we get like a Christopher episode. But I think the first season was very centered around Christopher. But when we get those Christopher bits, they really stand out and they really catch your attention. And you want to know and you want to, like you said, you want to puzzle the pieces together and figure out who this man is and why he's like this. And I want to know that final scene where he throws out all his writings. Charlie, what stuck out to you from that? Did you get a symbol, a meaning from that?
I mean, the only thing I can think of really is what Adriana was telling him, that it brought out feelings and stuff like that in him, and maybe he doesn't want to go that route. Maybe he's afraid to, and that's why he's tossing everything aside. To leave that and then just continue what he's been doing with the mob and the stocks and whatnot. So
yeah, I'm on the same boat as you. I think he doesn't want to confront it. I think it brought out something out of him that, I think scared him.
Yeah.
And he was like, nah, I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah, it's something that made him vulnerable.
Mm-hmm. He's got to be a bad man. He's got to be, masculine. And I think that's what shook him. Hey, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm trying to really, really think about it. I mean, like, I don't feel like the show has centered itself around Christopher, although when it does and it has these moments, the show is telling you, like, this is a very important character. And I think there's parallels. Clearly for me, there's parallels with him and Tony's character. Like, they both go through shit and don't know how to talk about it.
Yeah.
Tony has an outlet for it in terms of therapy when he goes, and then Christopher doesn't have that outlet. And you see how they deal with things in different ways. Like, I think Christopher is one character that, like, is constantly self-destructing, and he's always doing things that, like, blow up his attempts at things, and he's not able to do things to the best of his ability. I think, like, one example is in the past, his writing stuff, his trying to be like an A&R in music and that kind of thing. the acting class, like he was like doing so well, and like he needed to, again, like once he confronts those feelings and they make him feel a certain way, he absolutely self-destructs everything that he built in that class. He built like this rapport with people. He built this reputation as a good actor, all of this. And he's like, it's making me feel a certain way. I can't confront it. I need to self-destruct. And Tony has moments like that as well. Although he is able to even like talk about some things, even with like Hesh and his therapist. So I don't know. Christopher is a character that puzzles me, and I don't think we have the full picture yet. We don't have nearly as much backstory on him as we do for Tony. Like the things about his father coming up, like we know nothing about his dad other than the fact that he died young. I'm pretty sure he's related to Carmela's family. I'm not entirely sure how. But I wonder if more of that is going to come to the forefront of his character. And I want to dig deeper and understand more so that we can really capture the essence of his character. Because even in the mob, he does things that are self-destructive. We went to Italy. He had this entire opportunity to try to, make his case for being made. And what does he do? He just does drugs the entire time.
Yeah, he self-destructs.
Like everything that he does is very self-destructive. So it's strange. It's very, very strange. And clearly there's motivations for that. And I just want to understand more.
Yeah, would you just say he's kind of caught in the wind with how Tony's generation is and the past generation is versus his new generation, and how his generation I think is transitioning towards more of a they're not fully there yet versus ours, where like you go to therapy, you talk about your
openness.
The openness. So I think he's part of that generation that is moving towards that, and maybe he can't. It's harder for him to adjust and adapt to it.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think the organization that he works for is much more of the old mindset. So I think his struggle is caught between two minds of how to really express himself in that way. But I don't know. He seems much less willing than someone like Tony, who is a generation above him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where I want to understand like what is really holding him back. It must have been something with his upbringing, to be honest. I just want to dig deeper into why and what that is. And one thing that the question that I have is, I couldn't tell. I think I'm leaning more towards he's not going to be writing anymore, but I couldn't tell if like that last scene was like him just completely giving up on writing or him like
fresh start.
Yeah. As like maybe he is understanding the feelings now and trying to get into his writing, and what he was writing before didn't necessarily have to do with any of that, right? Because he was writing like mob stuff, and he was very much in that frame of mind of writing something like Goodfellas. But the scene that really attached him to something was like losing a friend and calling out to his father for help, metaphorically, in the Rebels Without a Cause scene. So I don't know. I'm very curious to see if he progresses in that lane, or if now this is just again another thing that he's kind of self-destructing and giving up.
I think with writing it's a lot different for him, because I think that's his therapy, whereas Tony he goes to one, right? I think for Christopher that's his therapy. That's what confronts his deepest feelings, what he's gone through. So I don't think he's ever gonna let it go. I think we'll see moments where he goes back to it and starts to confront it and then will destruct. I think that's something that's carried with him for a while. I think we saw that in the first season. And I just think he'll always kind of go back to it to an extent.
Yeah, potentially. To me, I didn't really see it that way, though. I saw it as something he kind of picked up as he was trying to get an outlet, and then it didn't end up working. Like drugs, like anything that he does, like he tries to find an outlet, and it ends up, once he starts kind of confronting these feelings, he needs to back away for some way. I would love for that to be the case for his character. I hope that is, because I think that would add a really interesting element to him to have this outlet of writing. But I'm curious. I don't feel like I've seen enough in the show for me to really believe that that's his outlet.
Yeah, because I think the only reason I have that feeling is because we didn't get a true like conclusion to that, right? He just threw it out. You don't know, so that's why I'm just.
And this is why I'm saying I feel like we need more context in the Christopher. Like the show like teases you with like these really intimate moments of his character where you start to feel like you understand him, and then it shifts and it comes back. And I'm not saying I think it's a good element of the show because it adds some mystery to his character. But I'm like, itching to understand him way more than I actually do.
Yeah. I just think it's just a great commentary on commitment too.
True.
It's like how a lot of us, how we commit to something and then we throw it out and then we come back to it. We throw it out. We do come back to it. And that's Christopher. It's always been like, it's been like that with his drugs as well. It's been like that with his emotions, and how he reacts.
Even his relationship with Adriana.
Yeah. It's commitment issues. That's been like a forefront of who he is. Also, Dr. Melfi and Tony Soprano. We saw some very interesting parallels that came up where it seems like their relationship is going to take a turn. It looks like it's more good. It's not going to be a therapist versus a therapist treating a client. It's just going to be like two friends speaking to each other and just getting to know one another. Did you guys get that? I feel like from that first session, and also the way she was speaking with her therapist.
Yeah, in a way. I think it's a little bit more like, because what she was saying is like, it's therapeutic for me. So it's almost like,
is that her therapy?
He has a therapy sense. And don't get me wrong, Tony's no therapist, but it's like, for some reason for her, she has this feeling of needing to save him, and it's eating away at her, the fact that she hasn't been able to. And I think in that last therapy session, we really saw how the relationship is changing, because before she had like strictly set the boundary of like, don't tell me specifics, names, whatever. Because if there are things that are illegal, then she is like kind of obligated to report those things. Right. But now we see Tony, flat out tell her,
straight up
and
tells her.
she doesn't push back.
No.
Right. She just challenges of like what his feelings were in that moment. And the really interesting line that he said was like, I wish it was me in there. And then she asked him, giving the beating or taking it? And he smiled and was like introspectively thinking about it. And I think that's super, super interesting. And both of them feel like they have like this sense of guilt, that they don't know how to escape, and they don't really know how to deal with it. And I think it's really, really, really interesting. But yeah, this relationship is taking a turn.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to help each other, or do you think it's just going to it's going to be like a roller coaster?
I don't know. To me, this is not healthy.
Yeah, I don't think that's healthy either.
Like, great for Tony to go to therapy. I think he needs to be able to go back to therapy, because clearly he was missing it. He went to go see Hesh. He's trying to have these conversations. Hesh is like not dealing with it well. He's like tired all the time, and he's like, Tony's trying to tell him something, and Hesh is going a whole different conversation. So that was not quite working. So I think that's why Tony decided to go back. But Melfi's motivations for treating him, I am not 100% sure they're ethical, or I don't believe they're ethical, and I think they're problematic. Is where I'm at.
Charlie, what do you think of Melfi's actions versus last season?
I mean, to be honest, the way that it's going, I feel like it's going to be more productive. And the reason why is because she knows already who he is. He's been on the news. There's no reason for
hiding
him
anymore
to hide things anymore.
That piece is true.
Right. So now they get to actually get down to the specifics and not just surface level shit about his therapy. And can really talk about like, what are you feeling? What's messing you up? What actions have you taken that is on your mind, or, you're second guessing about? So even though it's an unorthodox and maybe unethical approach, I feel like it's one that's going to help Tony more in the long run.
That piece,
potentially.
That piece, I do agree with you. I think the more that you can dig in, the more that he can be like truly honest about this kind of stuff, because he doesn't even talk to Carmela about that stuff, right? The only people who know about the details of that are the people in his crew.
Yeah. I have one thing to add before I forget. The only part where I feel as though this could become a problem is when she starts giving him advice, because then she's giving him advice to crimes, right? So she's basically like an accomplice to a crime.
Yeah.
And an advisor.
Yeah. No, I definitely see that. I agree with you in the sense where the more they dig into the details of what it is that Tony is feeling, the more that he might be able to accomplish and understand like what he's going through.
Right.
However, on her end, the conversation with her therapist, I don't think she felt truly like anybody else was justifying her actions, right? Like her therapist at the end didn't feel like he was saying, "Oh yeah, you should do this." Like he was definitely like cautioning her on that.
The other thing too is, I think it's riskier for Melfi than it is for Tony at this point, because the risk for him at first was, his guys not accepting him for it, and he's already told them. Everyone's like, yeah, whatever. Now he found out his dad had it, so even more of a reason for him to continue therapy.
Sure.
For Melfi, it's a problem because she's still at risk. If the cops, like the FBI, whatever, finds out stuff about that, they're going to question her. They could even arrest her because she's an accomplice to everything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the exact line of this because, like, I'm trying to understand it because I know in the beginning of the show, she tells him, like, don't tell me about, like, legitimate crimes and stuff. But then there's also, like, the patient-client, patient and doctor privilege. Like, you're not able to disclose things based on
I think
what
if we're
they're
talking about murder and you're talking about that stuff.
Yeah, I think if you are intending on hurting other people or harming yourself, then like a therapist has the right to be able to report that.
There's also a moment early, I think in season 1, or towards the end of season 1, where Junior, he finds out about Tony seeing a shrink, and he refers to a previous mob member or something that the reason they got caught is because the shrink ratted him out. So there's that concern as well. Like, I don't feel like Melfi would rat him out, but I feel like she would be obligated to if questioned by the authorities. So
yeah, totally possible.
A question for Dr. Melfi and Tony's relationship now, currently. Would you guys say that in order for Tony to grow, in order for Tony to see change in his life and his mental health, his relationship with her has to go in an ethical route? Or can it even stay in a patient, in a kind of in a ethical way? What do you guys think?
You mean like, does it need to be more than a patient-doctor relationship?
Yes, in order for him to see the growth and actually improve? Or do you think, like, no, it has to stay, a patient?
That's a really good question. I don't know. I really don't know. It's tough because there are very few people that we have seen Tony respect their opinion and what they say. Whether it be Carmela, his family, people within his organization. There's very few people. I think at times he has respected those things from Melfi, and he picks and chooses what he agrees with from what she says and what he doesn't. I think in this scene that we saw where they finally returned to therapy, they are kind of like a little bit more accepting of each other as they are.
Yeah.
Is kind of what I got from it. Whether that will lead to positive things, I'm not sure. But I do think it will be a more honest and unfiltered approach to therapy or whatever this relationship is at this point.
It's just the body language in that scene was crazy too, from Dr. Melfi's point of view. Like, she was so giddy. Is that just me? Like, I just felt like she was happy that Tony was there.
Yeah, I think she felt. I think she felt justified in the sense where, she wanted to go back and be his therapist again, and felt like this need to be able to, whatever it may be. I say saving. Charlie is convinced that she has some sort of romantic inkling towards Tony, which could be the case. I could be wrong. But for whatever reason, like, she knew somewhere deep down that Tony would be willing to go. That's why she left that hour open. So I felt like she felt kind of justified in her reading of that.
Yeah. I mean, would you say she knew he would be willing to go because he has?
Yeah, he's reached out, right?
Like, he's reached out and has he had a sexual desire for her.
Yeah,
well.
that and also like he came to her to come back to therapy, and obviously she cussed him out and everything. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
The reason I feel what I feel supports my theory more so now of her having some sort of romantic feeling for Tony is her therapist asking her that question. She's like, what is that you're not telling me, Jennifer? And then she's like, I don't know, and like contemplating or whatever. He's basically trying to, how I saw it, he's basically trying to get out of her, like, I like him,
yes,
sort of thing. So right now I do feel like she likes him as a person, whatever relationship, patient and client relationship, or patient doctor relationship. But I feel as though the feelings have been developing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think you're right in the sense that there are feelings developing. My only question is whether they are actually romantic or not. Because the way that she responded to the question, I believed her. I believed her when she said no. And then I believed in the fact that she was like, he has this little boy quality.
Yeah.
And for me, I got that as David mentioned, I think he said maternal. In the sense of like, I need to save him.
Yeah.
Like I
like
feel
a mother.
I feel this desire, this need to keep him safe. And I think that throughout the conversation she's had with him, understanding his relationship with his parents, his mother specifically, she knows that he has a lack of that. And she, for some reason, feels fulfilled in trying to fill that void, right, of nurturing him. That's how I get it. I could be completely wrong. She could be just completely lying to the therapist and herself. That's also, that's the other side of it.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, when she described it then, I believed her.
Well, because that's the thing with Melfi, though. What Chase has crafted is that she is a genuine person. You look at her, and when she's on screen, when she speaks, everything that comes out of her mouth, you tend to believe. You tend to be like, no, yeah, I agree with you. She's a very genuine person and very intelligent as well. So that's why you're watching her and you're like, oh.
But she's imperfect as well.
She is. She is imperfect, but I don't know, she's so genuine. She's so genuine and vulnerable.
Yeah.
And man.
I also think just storytelling wise, Tony has women in his life that are, he doesn't have a good relationship with them, as we've stated several times. His mother, Carmela, their marriage is in shambles. He has his mistress, she's just an object to him. And so that's why I'm like, there has to be one woman that works out for Tony. That's why I feel, that's why I think of Melfi sometimes. But.
But I think, again, like all of his relationships with women that have had some sort of positive light do serve a purpose, but they're all somewhat sexual. I think there is a need for him to be nurtured in a way, like in a maternal relationship that he has not gotten from any of them. Not even Carmela.
That too.
And I think that that's where the biggest need for him in this relationship with Melfi is.
Oh no, for sure. Yeah,
but I think he conflates. I think he confuses the feelings sometimes. And I mean, he might have sexual. I think his sexual desires sometimes for Melfi are real and true. But I think that the issue is the nurturing that he feels conflates with sexual desire of like, I trust this person. So now in turn, I feel like I want to have sex with them and I feel in love with them. That's where I get it from. I don't think the primary motivation is sex. I think that's a secondary thing brought in by the maternal and nurtured feeling that he feels from her. That's where I get that from.
No, that's a good thought too, because there's some stuff to support that Melfi tells him at one point. I think about, I forget what it's called, but it's like basically something where people fantasize having sex with their mother.
Yeah, it's the Oedipus complex and all that stuff.
Essentially, so it's like she is becoming a mother figure to him. And that's why he's thinking these things and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah. Psychology is crazy.
Very wild. Very wild. Freud would have loved this show, bro. Freud would have loved this.
It's awesome that we can have discussions like this and talk about that. But Paulie, that dynamic pussy, Furio now coming in, Tony taking a step back. Where you guys head at with that? Like, where you guys at?
Furio is here to
because that's why I said last episode, I'm like, bro, Furio is like that's gonna be Tony's guy, bro.
Yeah,
that's gonna be his. So. That's his sideman. That's his partner.
I feel like that's his dude. That it's like a no questions asked type of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas with Paulie, who's like his right hand man, throughout this whole thing, it's like there are moments where it's almost like Paulie will ask questions or be unsure about
Paulie has
stuff.
a little bit more of a screw loose.
Right.
I mean, not to,
Furio, it's like, yo, jump off this bridge. Okay, boss.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I think and multi points to this. I think one point I might have disagreed with David saying that he was coming in as kind of his like right hand, kind of like a Mikey Palmise with Junior.
Yeah, Richie to Junior as well.
Yeah, I think now I'm seeing that a lot more in this sense. Although I do think like Paulie is okay with this arrangement too, because he's kind of moving on up in the rankings and stuff. But yeah, I do think he's kind of his attack dog now, especially in the sense of like how brutal he is. Like I think Tony definitely saw that in Italy and saw how they treat like any sort of matter, and they're like, we need some of that shit.
Plus, he's smiling in the
younger.
car.
He's younger than Paulie.
He's younger and he's incognito. He's a person that doesn't exist and doesn't have any like within the FBI and what they know from what we know, right? Like
because he came over. He's basically a ghost.
Yes, he's basically a ghost for now. And he's
no
basically
record in the US.
They have no idea who this person is. They think they have this entire web mapped out. So personally, in terms of like mob moves,
is Tony playing it well?
Tony's thinking as clearly as ever. Bro, it's crazy. Like he cannot think clearly about anything except for mob moves. I swear, like everything that he does for the mob, in my opinion, for most of the stuff that he's done has been like the spot on correct move. And I think this again is another piece. He's like, I need to step back. There's too much heat on me. I take a shit. It's on the news. Tony Soprano. He's the boss. He took a shit. Oh my God. Like that kind of stuff. And he's like, I need to be able to take a step back and allow things to move around to kind of, throw them off my scent a little bit. And to let the heat die down also potentially. So I think it's good moves. I think that there's a couple repercussions of that. Obviously we see where Pussy is kind of feeling slighted, although obviously he's talking to this agent.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah, I mean, we know he's
ratting.
He's informing. He's trying to, play along while also giving tidbits of information. But I think that Tony has kind of suspected this all along and all the way. And obviously, I think there's too much heat right now for him to do anything about Pussy.
Yeah.
So he needs to kind of like keep him at arm's length, right? Like he can't be too close, obviously, because too much information is not a good thing. He can divulge that to the feds, but he needs to keep him within the group to make him feel like, to keep an eye on him, basically. Also,
True. Yeah,
man, it's
solid episode. I loved it.
Very good episode. This is probably my favorite one from this season. Really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, now Furio's gonna be working at Artie's too, and I wonder how Artie's dynamic will play a role into all of this, because he's still there. That's still Tony's friend. It's still one of his best friends. His wife's not liking it.
Yep.
So I wonder how that narrative will play a role in the future, because something's gonna go down.
Yeah, this is just continuing that.
Yeah, I mean,
that storyline.
The thing with Furio is he doesn't give two shits, bro, and freaking Artie's wife, if she says something wrong, something that Furio's not good with.
Oh, he's crazy.
You saw
bro.
He has no issue with hitting women.
Oh my God,
he's
bro. He's
crazy.
a psychopath.
Yeah, it could be bad.
Yeah. I would like to think. I mean, I'm not gonna try to like create any sort of like empathy for him in that sense, but like I would like to think that he can separate like the two in terms of his work in Artie's restaurant versus his work with Tony's crew, but it's yet to be seen. I feel like he's relatively even
when it comes to business. Yeah, I think he.
Yeah, we don't know if he's like a hothead or not.
Yeah, but we saw in Italy like the one scene where the kid is like doing firecrackers or whatever, and like it escalates into them slapping the crap out of the kid, and the mom comes and they beat the heck out of her too. I was like, dude.
Yeah,
like it's really not that serious. So who knows? He probably could do something completely unhinged that has nothing to do with Tony's business. We don't know.
Yeah,
but in Italy, I feel like they run stuff way more than they actually have influence in Jersey, because you saw the cops literally roll by when all that was happening, and they did nothing.
Right. They have the cops.
They have a lot more power out there, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like that's where Tony wants to be now.
Yeah,
he wants to grow into that.
Probably.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's possible, but
we'll
I'm
see.
sure he would love that.
Money talks,
see.
man.
True.
We shall see. But y'all, thank you so much for watching and listening to this reaction and discussion. Please comment your thoughts and like this video. And guys, see you soon for more Tony Tuesday. Stay beautiful, y'all.
Peace.